That's right, ladies and gents, today's video is sponsored by me, Mr. H. I am making my own H.P. Lovecraft horror film. Check out the GoFundMe link down below if you want to support independent and original film, and of course, H.P. Lovecraft and horror films. Breaking Lights is an exploration of depression, suicide, and mental health, and using that and H.P. Lovecraft as an allegory to explore that narrative. So check it out, the link down below. With that being said, on with today's video. Hello, welcome back to the channel. We have a brand new Battlestar Galactica movie in the works at Universal. This is an exclusive to The Hollywood Reporter, and it's from Simon Kinberg, who is like Hollywood's middleman. He's good and bad, he's done good and bad stuff. He is writing and producing it, not word on directing yet though. And we'll take a look at his IMDb in a moment. But I want to get into this, right? Discuss all of this, and then see whether this is connected to the with the series that they've got going on, because that is happening as well. And it's just interesting, to be honest. I love Battlestar Galactica is cool. Like, it's cool. Like, it's old school. I like it. I'm game for that. Definitely. You know, there's long been rumors of reboots and stuff like this for a long time. So I'm happy to see it come back. Now, Dylan Clark is also producing the long-gestating feature adaptation of the cult favourite TV series. So the Cylons are on the march. Simon Kinberg has signed on to write and produce Battlestar Galactica, Universal's long-gestating feature adaptation of its sci-fi TV franchise, right? So this is bound to happen anyway. And Simon Kinberg, he's not terrible. Like I said, he's the middleman. He's done some good stuff and some absolutely terrible stuff. So Kinberg, who was the main architect of almost a decade's worth of X-Men movies, which is obviously nothing to sing and dance about, now has a new franchise universe to work with and will be starting from the ground up in telling the tale of humans on faraway planets on the run from a race of intelligent machines bent on wiping them out. So he's going to be joining producer Dylan Clark, who's fine. You know, he's been on board with the project for a while anyway. And it's attracted a lot of filmmakers, Bryan Singer, Francis Lawrence over the years. Obviously, I guess we don't really talk about Bryan Singer too much. Battlestar Galactica is one of the holy grails in science fiction, and I couldn't be more excited about bringing something new to the franchise while honouring what's made it so iconic and enduring. This was from Kinberg in a statement, and he said, "I'm so grateful that Dylan and my partners at Universal have trusted me with this incredible universe." I mean, that is, yeah, good response. Doesn't say whether it's going to be a reboot or not. That's the thing, you know. He's saying, I'm going to honour what made it iconic and enduring, but we're going to bring something new. That could still be a continuation. And that's important because we're going to get on to the TV series in a moment, which is happening at Universal. It's Universal's streaming service, Peacock. So there is a TV series happening, but that's confirmed not to be a reboot. So I'm wondering if these are going to combine. I think they might do. Anyway, Galactica was the short-lived but impactful television series created by Glenn A. Larson in the post-Star Wars glow that aired in the late 70s. The conceit was the idea of human colonies on distant galactic shores who fall prey to destructive machines known as Cylons. They used the wrong prey there. That's what threw me off, if you wondered why I was like, prey. It should be an E. The survivors flee on starships and, led by the Galactica and her heroic crew, try to find a mythic human colony known as Earth. That's fascinating. Compelling. Yes! Give me more. Now, in terms of this, it continues further and it says, Universal Senior VP Production Jay Polidoro and Director of Development Lexi Barter will oversee the project on behalf of the studio. Kinberg is gearing up for the release of the 355. Not really relevant here, but it says further down here, it says, while Kinberg is taking steps to advance as a helmer, he hasn't forgotten his writing roots. He created and co-wrote the Apple TV series Invasion, which is currently in production, and he's also working with director Jason Bateman on his spec script Here Comes the Flood for Netflix. Which is sold Untitled Idris Elba starring blah 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 African set spy romance project for Apple. Kinberg is rep by blah blah blah. So there's that, right? And let's pair it with this news, which is about the TV series again, NBC Universal. So this is confirmed not to be a reboot, right? It says here reboot, but it is actually confirmed not to be a reboot by a few people now. This is an older article, but it's more just the ins and outs of who's getting it and where it's going. So NBC Universal's newly named streaming service Peacock, this was released in September of 2019 by the way, is revisiting Battlestar Galactica with a new straight-to-series take from Mr. Robot creator Sam Esmail, or Ishmael, set as part of its initial content lineup. Peacock will also be the streaming home for Ron Moore's sci-fi take on Battlestar Galactica. So it's all over the place. Now, details about the new take on the beloved drama are being kept under wraps, though sources tell The Hollywood Reporter that it will be an updated, more modern look at the world, as told through the lens of the sci-fi favourite. The updated Battlestar Galactica, sources say, will be inspired by sci-fi's 2004 series, developed by Ron Moore, and not based on the 78 original from creator Glenn A. Larson. And then here's, again, this is the confirmation part anyway here. BSG fans, this will not be a remake of the amazing series by Ron D. Moore, launched because why mess with perfection? Instead, we'll explore a new story within the mythology while staying true to the spirit of Battlestar. So say we all. Now, that's interesting because, again, this is, you know, it's still part of Universal to a certain degree anyway. Jasper wants to be in the video. So I'm wondering, I mean, isn't it coincidental? Like, these bits of news literally come out a year apart from one another. Fascinating. And I do think ultimately as well, will there be a bunch of series that were announced that will now be moved into TV, into movies, rather than being TV? Because due to the new coronavirus restrictions, how do you go around filming an ongoing series non-stop, if you can't get around certain restrictions in hand? Maybe it's to make a movie, because you go, right, well, we can film for this length of time, everyone can be isolated for this length of time, we make it and then we just release it. So I don't know whether they are connected. I think that they probably are, or this is now in the can and then they've moved to the movie instead. But let's take a look at Simon Kinberg. Let's see whether he is any good and whether he's worthwhile or not. Now, he's part writer of this, so the producer stuff, it's not really relevant to look at, because again, producing could just be money man, right? And he's done a lot of like pretty decent stuff. A lot of people like Legion. I mean, he produced that. Star Wars Rebels. I mean, he was an executive producer on stuff like that. Deadpool 2, executive producer. And also, I don't know, The Martian. Again, he was a producer on The Martian. Deadpool 1. Logan, producer. Elysium. Apparently he's worked with Neil Blomkamp a lot. Do you see what I mean? Like, producer's not really relevant. But let's look at his writing credits, because that's important. So, well, apparently he's a writer on Logan's Run. That'd be interesting. I'm going to go Google all that in a minute. But what has he wrote that has come out recently that was, you know, actually around? So the Twilight Zone TV series, I'm not familiar with any of that. I didn't check any of that out. But I've heard middling things. X-Men Dark Phoenix, middling at best. In fact, quite bad, actually. Really, quite boring. X-Men Apocalypse, not so good. Star Wars Rebels, I mean, again, he wrote some of those. So, you know, these particular ones were A Fool's Hope, Family Reunion and Farewell, A World Between Worlds, Wolves and a Door, Dumpf. I mean, yeah, maybe he was good in that, I don't know. There's a lot here that's pretty decent, like Sherlock Holmes. People like Sherlock Holmes. This Means War. That's a fine film. It's not terrible or anything like that. It's not like amazing. Calm down. You know, there's a lot of middling stuff here, good and bad. This is the reason why I'm like, yeah, he's quite literally just the middleman here, because he really is. You know, he is the middleman of Hollywood. He's so good and bad all at the same time. He's never really, really good, and he's never, you know, overtly horrendous. So there you go. Battlestar Galactica, maybe a reboot? I don't know. They don't confirm it, but it sounds like it potentially will just be connected to the TV series. Maybe they're going to go for a whole universe thing. I'll be game for that. Why not? As long as it's good, I'm happy. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. You can stay up to date on the world of pop culture movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Thank you all so much. Take care.